If you like hockey, then you are in for a treat. Welcome. Today's matchup is the final preseason game for the Montreal Canadiens, and it is against none other than their rivals, the mean, the tough, the fighting, the Boston Bruins. It's going to be a great end to Montreal's postseason, no matter what the outtake is. And if they win, then they'll be sent into the regular season happy. If they lose, then they'll be looking for vengeance, because these teams meet right into the season. I think it's the 4th or 5th game for Montreal, so both teams will be looking for revenge right after this game. They'll keep their calendars circled, their dates ready, and ready to fight and live another day. These two teams always hate each other. It's a great thing to watch if you're a hockey fan. So let's sit back, let's relax. Middle, center ice, first face off, here we go. And the Canadiens win the draw, they go right back. And we are in Montreal, by the way, tonight, if you can't tell by the giant circle. And Montreal wastes no time to get a first shot. Here we go, they pass it up. But here comes Bergeron skating right up the ice. He takes it right back in, but there's the first hit, and Carey Price came way out for that one. You gotta think that was really risky what he was doing. And he passes it right back out, and it's saved. Tim Thomas is gonna cover that up. These two teams, I cannot stress enough how much they hate each other. Every time they play, it seems like it's going to be a fight, a brawl, a manhunt. There's the first open ice hit right off the bat by the Canadiens. And you got to think, is this going to be an aggressive game, or are they going to try to stay healthy and not risk an injury for the regular season? But both these teams know that's not going to happen. It's going to be a physical game, just like that. They're taking hits, as many as they come, where they can, when they can. There's a shot right into Tim Thomas's glove, and luckily enough, he saves Montreal face off. Montreal wins it right back, gives it to Subban, and he takes a shot. Tim Thomas again saving. This is just save, shot, save, shot, save. Montreal's got to get a little more flair into their step, you would think. They got to, maybe pass it around or something. There they go, they get it right back at the point. They pass it in, looking for something to do. Pass it right back. Oh, he's hit right away. There's a lot of physical play down at the net if you didn't see. So far, a booming start. No one team has taken advantage. Montreal has lost possession right where they wanted it. And again, Carey Price with a glove save. This is just like it was down at the other end. Shot save, shot save. Which team is going to get creative and get a goal? Maybe make a couple more passes. Make that pass before you think that shot. So let's see what's going to happen. Face off. Montreal just ties them up and they win the face off. Easy peasy. Anybody misplaces it right out of the zone. But here come the Bruins in the neutral zone. They just throws it in, dumps it in here, hoping that their beady Bruins will get the puck, and they do in the offensive zone. And oh my gosh, what a flat, straight, shocking hit. Oh my gosh, that was a hit. But here comes the Canadiens, and oh my gosh, that was a weird, I think he just missed it off his stick. Something happened with that puck, and he just lost it. Oh, knocked him, cleared him right off, and Montreal takes the puck right off his feet. His helmet is right there, everybody. He just cleared it right. And Tim Thomas with us. That looked like a jump set. But one of the Canadiens is very, very slow to get up. We'll have to look into that and see what happens. Again, you would hate to see any players on either of these teams get injured right before their regular season starts. Both these teams go very far in the regular season. So let's see how they do. He takes it right off the bat, and it's ricocheted off the shot. Takes another one. Goal! Right off the bat. Montreal has scored 4 minutes into the game. This is looking good for Montreal. Here we go, especially against the big, mean Bruins. Center ice again for the drop. And the Bruins win it. They just tie them up and win. So here we go. Montreal scores first. Let's see if they're going to score last. I do not think so. I think the Bruins will. They will come back very hard, just like that, with a big, big hit. But I thought that was out of the zone. I don't know what that was. But here come the Bruins firing right back into the game, it seems. They want a goal. They want the equalizer. They don't want Montreal to get too much momentum. Here we go. Puck is dropped, and it's cleared. And the Canadiens have the puck possession. Here we go. Through neutral zone. No one's really on him. He'll skate right in. And he just goes right into the goal, and he takes a weird backhand. I'm not too sure what that was. There was no one really around to pass it to, so he just figured why not shoot it. Here comes Boston through the neutral zone, through the offensive zone. Got a wide open look, and he got a goal! Well, I said it, folks. That was not going to take long for the Bruins to answer with a response, and they've tied this game right back up to 1. It's 1-1, and they're back at center ice. Momentum has just gone massively deflated, and as it intercepted in the neutral zone. Here come the Bruins coming right back. Boy, you would think if they get another goal right now, Montreal is going to have some serious work to do, but there's a flat hit right there. Oh my gosh, these hits are just, you got to think someone's going to get hurt here with these hits. You can't think that all this is going to happen the rest of the game. You can't think both of these teams can afford to take these hits the rest of the games. But there's another one right in center ice. Here's again, and that's even Big Chara out there getting hit. And the Canadiens with a deflection off the puck right along the boards. Here they come again. Pucks are bouncing everywhere. The Canadiens cannot get possession, it looks like, but here they go. Looks like they maybe get it. Coming out of the offensive zone through the neutral zone. Looks like they got possession here. What are they going to do? Oh my gosh, he's hit and just loses the puck. Just slipped right out like a giant butterball. So here come the Bruins again through neutral zone, and they dump it right back in again. That's how the Bruins like to play. They do the dump and run kind of play. But hey, it works, I guess, if you're that team. Oh, it looks like it's a breakaway almost, and the puck is just going just too slow for it to happen like a good breakaway. But that was a nasty sideways shot and looked like it almost made it in. But here come the Bruins again. Here we go, skating right back through the neutral zone. And they shot it wide again. What a long-range shot. And Carey Price could not find it. My gosh, that was very close. And here come the Canadiens again, doing some work on offense. Again, I don't think both of these teams have established a good offense. I know it's 1-1, but both these teams do not have a solid offense, it looks like right now. It looks like they're just kind of throwing the puck around and bouncing and take it down and shoot. No team has a solid defense. No team has a solid offense. That's a wide open hit. Gosh, you got to think the ref is looking at him thinking, what are you doing? I'll call that. And it's, what the heck? The puck just stayed still. What's going on? It must be a good old Canadian trick, I guess. Oh, and that looks like that was hooking. That was interference right with the play. Here come the Bruins. Here come the Bruins. They got a wide, close, open shot, and it just right off of Carey Price's pads. And here come the Bruins. Out again. Back to the defense. Wide shot. Maybe they're looking for a rebound out there, but I can't think too much. Out of the zone for Montreal. They have it. Take a nice wide shot, and that goes just over. And he's able to skate right back in. He was hit real hard after that play. Oh my gosh, there's another hit right off of that. Can we go look at... Let's watch this play. You got to think that the refs are watching him, because look at this. The puck is just nowhere around him, and he gets flattened. Let's go. Look, the puck is there. He is maybe in his way. Maybe that's why the ref let it. He was in his way, but even more, he raises his arms. That's a big open ice hit. You got to think that won't to the game. 45 seconds left in the first period. Of very much excitement between these two games. Here's a breakaway chance and almost scored. You got to think how he missed that. He was on a breakaway. Not too many chances. Professional athletes are going to miss 1-on-0 goal chances. And he's demolishedly hit. And that just missed the post. What an exciting end to the first period here. Both teams are going really hard. Getting big hits. Getting big shots. But it looks like at the end of the first period, it is 1-1. What a great first period. We'll be right back to tell you the stats from the first period and get the second period. And these are the stats from the first period. Goals are 1-1. Shots are 23-15. Hits are huge with 20 apiece. Time on attack is looking pretty good. Passing, the Bruins are phenomenal. Montreal's really not that great. Both teams have 2 penalty minutes. Power plays are both 0 for 1. Minutes are 2. Faceoffs 1 are 11-6. No breakaways. No one-timer goals. No shorthanded goals. Penalty shots, there are none. Empty net goals, there are none. But the big thing you want to look at is that the hits right now are at 20-20, and that is the first period alone. We are going for a big, big hidden night, boys and girls. And this could be dangerous given that the regular season starts right after this game. This is still preseason, everybody. Second period on the way. Montreal wins the faceoff, and they are coming right back in. You got to think towards the end of that first period, Montreal was slipping because Boston was just firing. But here we go. Interesting to see what happened in the locker room, if anything is going to change. Here comes Montreal again with another big hit right there, right off the bat. The Bruins look like the ones that are going to be instigating the hits tonight. Even though Montreal had that first period. It looks like Montreal's not really hitting too hard, but yeah, we'll see. I could be wrong. I'm usually wrong when stuff like that happens. But here come the Bruins, bringing it right in the offensive zone. And he just clears it, but there's a little nudge right after the end of that. He got right up against the boards, but he's able to clear it out. Here come Montreal on attack. They're looking for another goal. They're looking for a goal here to just, they want to get, they want to get the lead. They want to relax a little bit. Which team ever scores next will have that advantage. And here come the Canadiens, but they are surrounded by 3 jerseys of white right in front of them, it looked like. Oh, it looked like there wasn't a teammate to see him. And there's another wrist slap shot, I'm sorry, that is taken away from the Canadiens by the Bruins. But here come the Bruins right on the attack again. Pass right through the neutral zone. That was a dangerous pass right in the offensive zone. But he's taken out right in front, and he's giving the puck right back to Montreal. Here they come with, there's a delayed penalty. I did not see what this is. But the Bruins are going to be on another power play kill. And they scored, though! No, they scored! Montreal scored right back. There was a delay penalty. He wrapped right around the net, and there they go again. Montreal has scored, has finally put this game at a not even no more status with 2-1, glove hand side, beautiful wraparound. Tim Thomas has no idea it's coming to that side. And he trusts himself a little bit too much to skate to that other side. There is no power play. I wonder what it was for. But 5 minutes and 45 seconds into the second period, Montreal is taking a 2-1 lead. Center ice, Montreal has won it again. You got to be thinking that this is, the Bruins have got to maybe lay off the hits and start, maybe just making some basic plays, some basic passing. There's a long pass to the neutral zone given right to the Bruins, and they have the puck. They're looking, remember, they scored right after Montreal scored again. They scored the first time right after. You got to think maybe they're thinking that too. Maybe they're thinking we could score right off the bat. And there was an almost open net shot. But he is given nothing with a huge hit right in front of the kid. And they lose possession in neutral zone. This has just been such a nightmare for hits. And the Bruins are trying to get it back. You could tell. They scored! Oh, you could tell that they were coming. You could tell that something was underneath the Boston Bruins' butts. And they were fiery, ready to score. And just like that, it seems almost. Now, 2 minutes after that first goal, that this game is 2-2 again, tied. These teams are gonna be very, very close. It's gonna look like, but there's still one more period and a bunch of time in this second period. But here come the Bruins with another shot that's broken up. The Canadiens looks like the momentum has gone straight to Boston. That was a wide open hit in the back. That was a penalty. I don't know what the ref is not seeing with that. That was a hit from behind. Penalty waiting to be called and just wasn't. You got to think these refs are from Boston with no calls like that. But here comes Boston skating up through the neutral zone, offensive zone, and they'll just hit it into the zone, hoping that one of the players will get it. But it goes right around, and that's right back in the neutral zone. Got to think that was a disappointment play by Boston. But they tried again, and it's still in the offensive. Oh, no. Boston has scored. They have scored 2 unanswered goals. Right, so here we go. Oh, we got a first fight. Here, that did not take long. They were waiting until the whistle was blown, and they took it off. Here we go. Here's what you love if you're a Canadian Boston fan, the fights. Here we go. Oh, Bruins get that first punch in. And it looks like the Bruins is going to just, he's not going to have too many trouble here. He's waiting to fight. Oh my gosh, he is not looking good. Oh, and he brings down the Canadian. This is not what the Canadians wanted to see. First fight of the game. They are already down by 1 goal, and their player just gets manhandled, thrown down to the ground. Here comes Boston again in the offensive zone. Here it is. Shot. Goal! There's another goal by Boston. 2-4 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second period. You got to think that this game has settled down with the hits coming and everything. Boston is just there, weakening Montreal. It seems each hit, each play, they are just weakening them, and they are just taking the puck right in and scoring. This is almost this is like a boxing match, and they take it again. Almost. There's another minute and a half left in the second period here. And this is just very, very tough if you're a Montreal fan. You can't see your players getting hit like this over and over and over and over. But they're not quit skating. They're fighting. They're playing. But you can only imagine that it can only last for so long before it starts to hurt. A little too much to skate. And here they come. And here comes Boston. Boston is just towering over Montreal with another hit by Boston. My gosh. Boston is playing very physical. And they're just probably going to skate with the puck till the end of the second period, excuse me. About 18 seconds left in this. And yeah, they're just going to hold on to the puck till they win. But here they come with it. They want to have that last shot. And here's a 2-on-1. Here's a 2-on-1 chance. That was almost a goal. That was almost scary. And they'll take one last shot. And the second period will come to an end. This was a shaky period if you're a Montreal fan. But as you can see, the goals are 2-4 in Boston's favor. The shots are 39-34 Montreal favor, but you got to think that's because Montreal is just taking those far shots. And this is the stat that I've been talking about all night. 41 hits from Boston on Montreal to Montreal's 31. And you got to remember, after that first period, they were only 20 apiece. So Boston hit more hits in the second period than they did in the first. Time on attack, 4:16, 3:23 Boston favor. Passing, 72-64 Boston favor. Penalty minutes are even at 7. Power plays are both still 0 for 1. Penalty minutes are still 2 minutes each. Faceoffs won are 17-12. Breakaways, nothing. One-timer goals, nothing. Shorthanded goals, nothing. Penalty shots, nothing. An empty net shot. But let's meet at center ice, and here we go again. Here it is, and Boston has won, and Boston was so strong that second period, just manhandling Montreal. Whatever they wanted, they were taking, and that's just the size. You got to look at these players. Some of these players are up over 6 feet, 7 feet tall, and they're just on Boston's side. They're just manhandling Montreal, excuse me, right now, and you got to see how it's going to come out in the third and final period. You got to see how they're. But I don't think Montreal has touched the puck yet this entire period. Again, no. Boston has taken it in the offensive zone the entire period so far. And here's Montreal finally getting their puck. And again, he's just hit an open ice. This is not the way you want to end your preseason. I'm sorry. Your preseason does not want to end like this. Here comes Boston right in front of the net. He's wide open. I don't know why he wasn't taking a shot. And it's kept in the zone. But it looks like they might. Here we go. Montreal has finally got the puck after it looked like a minute and a half or so. And here he goes with a chance on net. I don't know where that puck was. Tim Thomas gave it up for some reason. You got to think why. That was a risky move. But here comes Boston right back in the attack. Here's a big hit. But again, with those Bruins muscle, you can just get hit and stay with that puck. Here comes Montreal with a dangerous pass in open ice. Here we go. He's going to cross over here. Loses the puck. Stays with it though. And he shot. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was almost a goal. Almost a goal. Should have been a goal. Oh gosh. That should have put Montreal right back in this game. But it just came right up short. Here comes Boston. And he is flattened. You got to think Montreal can maybe lay back on the hit. And they don't want to hit too hard. Because they want to save their muscle for, trying to score these goals and get back in this game. But you got to think. You don't know what's going to happen. Because I don't think Boston's going to stop hits anytime soon. Again, we have seen one fight in this game, and that was a strongly favored Boston fight. And he just, oh gosh, he gave up possession right there. Boston, in that fight, was Boston just hit, and won that fight right away. There was no question that Boston was going to win that fight. But here we go. We have third period action. Montreal, Boston, 4-2. Both teams still want one more goal or 2 more goals. I imagine there will be another goal scored here before the end of this period, before you hear that final buzzer. These are the face-offs that Montreal needs to win. They win, and oh my gosh, but there it is. What a nice blocked save by Boston. And he passes it right back into the zone. Montreal is taking back possession. Oh gosh. Oh, and you got to think that was a bogus move by Montreal. You can't hit him when he's skating that far from the puck. Come on. Montreal knows better. They can't afford penalties like this when they are down. I don't know. This is going to be... Last power play, Boston had 3 shots, and they didn't manage to score on any of them. But they win the faceoff right in the offensive zone, and it looks like they are going to lose possession right away. But here comes Montreal, and they're skating in. He's got wide open ice. Oh, my gosh. Almost. That looked like... I don't think Montreal is going to... They're not going to play their traditional clear kind of power play here. They're playing right on. Here we go, Montreal. They look like they want that goal now. And what a save by Tim Thomas. That was a beautiful glove save. And a face-off in Montreal's offensive zone here. And as you see, they went from 72% face-off win in that first period to they've gone down to 52%. Montreal favor, I mean. They have been losing face-offs throughout this entire game, and you got to think that along with the hits are the reason that they are down this many this late in the game. Here we go. Boston has a goal, has a shot right on goal. And that looked like a trip from Carey Price. That almost looked like he stuck his stick right out. But again, Montreal turn over. This has been a disaster night for possession, I must say. You got to think these two teams are not gonna want to play with this much time on attack and possession throughout the rest of the season, no matter who they play. But you know, you got to think, on the one hand, this is only a, I got to think who that pass was to. Only a preseason game, so none of the stats are going to add up. None of these stats are going to matter. The only stats that are going to matter, I think, have got to be those hits, because some of these players are getting hit way too hard, way too often. And here comes the Bruins. We're at even strength again. And here come the Bruins in the offensive zone. Here we go. And looks like Montreal will be able to sleaze by here and get this puck. But again, they lose it right back in, and they got to hold it in neutral zone because of offsides. And they skate right back, and he's got a breakaway. It looks like, and he scores! He scored right off the back. PK Subban has put Montreal back into this game. It took a little bit longer than they would like, and we have a tied game with 12 minutes and 16 seconds left in this game. Montreal is right back into this game. Boston wins the face-off here, and they're just going to hold it in their defensive zone for a little bit. You got to think maybe let that goal settle, let that momentum settle. You don't want Montreal to come right back and score a goal right off to tie it. Here comes Boston on the attack. Here goes that. Looked like a... Oh, my gosh. And Boston has scored right back again. 5-3. And you got to think the time is maybe just a little bit too far out of the way for the Montreal Canadiens to score 2 more goals to just that would tie it up. And you would love to end the season on a tie at this point if you're Montreal, but it looks like the inevitable is going to happen, that they are going to lose to their rivals. But there's still plenty of time, and this announcer has a lot of hope for Montreal Canadiens. And I know the fans do too. And here we are with 8 minutes left in the third period with just again, another goal by Boston. Boston has scored yet again, and that is a 3-goal lead. That is not good if you are Montreal. They scored the first goal. They had such good hopes in this game, and then Boston just too many hits, too much pressure. And they have lost all momentum. They look deflated. I don't know what Montreal can do. They have to score 3 goals in at least 7 minutes just to tie it, just to tie this game and end the preseason on a tie. But looks like they're just gonna go out there and skate and try to get possession of it and just hold on for whatever time they can before the inevitable of Boston coming up to hit them, take the puck, and skate down. That was a nice wide shot by Boston, and Carey Price sent it right back out. And here the Montreal Canadiens come again, skating up, go right across, and again it's poke check. Poke check, but he's got to skate back for offsides. He's in the zone, he takes a nice shot, and a goal! There's a little bit of a glimmer here, folks, but I don't think that will be anything more than a stat sheet box scratch. That's a goal. 13 minutes and 35 seconds into the third period. Montreal, I don't think that they can come back and win, but center ice for the drop. Here we go. Boston wins again. Boston is just, they turned every stat that Montreal had over. The hits, the time of possession, and biggest one are the face-offs and time of possession. Montreal has had none of that going. They've had no chemistry with the offense. Everything has just been a glimmer, but and we're here with 5:30 left in the third and final period. 6-4. Montreal just scored a goal, and it just looks like that's nothing but a stat sheet goal. But we will watch till 0 on the clock has hit, and we will see what the final score is. And as you hear, here come the chants from the fans. The fans here in Montreal always think that their team has a chance to win, especially against the Boston Bruins when this happens. But that was an offsides by the Boston Bruins, and here are the face-offs in the neutral zone. And it is again won by the Bruins. That'll be a stat that we will have to address at the end of this game, face-off, because you got to remember that Montreal was winning the majority of them through the first 1.5 periods. But here's a penalty that you got to think that was bonehead. Boston has gone on 3 penalties. This is their 3rd penalty, 6 shots, and they still haven't converted. But you got to think that momentum-wise has just deflated Montreal as they try for a nice little clear, and it does do the job, but it's just looking like Montreal is just trying to avoid another goal from being scored here for the rest of this game. But it has been nothing short of an exciting game. That was almost a goal. And you got to think the class of Boston here, folks. They're on a power play, up by 2 goals. There's 3 minutes left in this game. They're still trying to bring these shots. That's how these two teams are. They hate one another. No matter what the score is, the other team is always trying to score. And that was a nice little score chance by Montreal. But 1 minute and 2 seconds left on the power play. 3 minutes and 17 seconds left in the game. Face-off in Montreal's offensive zone. Are they going to win on any other face-offs? You got to wonder that they are deflated. They are demoralized. They're going to have to just pick their heads up and get ready for the opening game, which, again, folks, that was the final. That was a goal. Boston just scored again, 7-4, with 3 minutes and 3 seconds left in the game. You got to think Montreal is just, their heads are low. The coach's head is low. After doing so well in the first 2 periods, you got to think that they even came out and scored a goal here in the 3rd period, but it just wasn't enough to play against Boston. Welcome to the stats board and the wrap up of this demoralizing game. You got to look here. We are going to go down through all the stats, the final stats, my opinions on them, and then we will send you off. Remember, the goals again were 4-7 with a very upsetting goals that Boston scored against Montreal. The total shots were even at 54 each a piece. The hits, this is the big one. I talked about it. It is 55-46, almost 10 more hits from Boston, and the Montreal just barely scored 20 more hits between that first period and the 3rd period. Remember, there were only 20 hits for Montreal in that first period, and then 46 what they ended with. Time on attack, 6 minutes and 55 seconds for Boston to the counterpart of Montreal with 4 minutes and 39 seconds. That was a big key. Boston always seemed to have the puck on attack, and they always seemed to have put it in the net on at least 1 out of 3 tries. The passing was not too bad on Boston hand. It was 76%. That was very well. And Montreal, you got to think again, another key part to lose this was that they were only 59%, barely 60%. Penalty minutes, 11 minutes. 11 minutes of penalty minutes for Montreal. Boston only had 7. Power plays, 1 for 3 for Boston and 0 for 1 for Montreal. Power play minutes were 5 minutes and 12 seconds to 2 minutes in Boston's favor. Face-offs, 1. This is the biggest one I find, other than time of attack, is that if Boston really stepped up the 2nd and 3rd period and won their face-offs, something happened and they won, and they did lose the margin by 1 point, it looks like, in Montreal's favor with 22 face-offs won. But even that, Boston came up with the big face-offs when they needed it, the big one-timer goals, and all that. As you can see, breakaways were 0-0. One-timer goals, just like I mentioned, were 1-0. This wasn't a one-game goal, but it was a very pretty one-timer goal. Shorthanded goals, none. Penalty shots, none. Empty nets are none. Thank you very much for watching this game. Again, this was just the final preseason game. None of these stats are gonna matter for the regular season, and I will see you on opening day in Montreal.